I can't imagine life without being involved.
Indeed. Lorraine Anderson's record of public service is prolific by any standard. Along with her 24 years on City Council, she served on numerous regional, state, and national boards and organizations.
It's very important to stay up with the issues because they do affect your city. You can't build a wall around your city.
Instead, Anderson has chosen to build bridges.
I like to collaborate with people, and I think that's one of the reasons we've gotten so much done the last few years is the council's ability to collaborate over issues.
Reflecting on her accomplishments as a council member, controversial and challenging issues come to mind.
The biggest, hardest, most difficult accomplishment was the building of 72nd Avenue. It was very controversial. I received hate mail over it. I had people shout and yell at me. I even know a person that I thought was my friend that isn't any longer over that issue. But I think that for the overall good of the city of Arvada, that was one of the major accomplishments during my 24 years, and it took many years to do that.
Transportation issues weave through Anderson's career at the regional level, too. She has worked on long-term projects such as the Jefferson Parkway, which is still in the works.
Northwest Parkway, E470, and Jefferson Parkway have been on that plan for many years. But before we can build it, we have to get it on the fiscally constrained plan.
Light rail, too, still looms ahead. Bringing the Gold Line to Arvada has been on Anderson's to-do list for many years.
Finally, after several abortive attempts, Fast Tracks was passed. So we're in line to have the Gold Line built, but there's still lots of work to be done.
Celebrated with a grand opening in December 2008, the Grandview Overpass, also known as the Great Separation for the train at Wadsworth, was another project that was years in the making.
The Great Separation also was a major accomplishment. I can remember meeting with Lorraine Anderson, the then Colorado Department of Transportation representative from this area. And we were going to meet at the Arvada Center, and golly gee whiz, she got stuck by a train and was late. So that kind of made our point.
Representing Arvada on such large regional issues brings its own set of memories and recognitions.
This was an award that they gave me for 15 years in my service on the Denver Regional Council of Governments board, and I presume part of this was for serving as chairman.
Over the years, Anderson tackled environmental issues too. With Rocky Flats, the former nuclear weapons plant in Arvada's backyard, she elected to put much of her own energy into the Rocky Flats Coalition of Local Governments and the cleanup of Rocky Flats.
This has just been a world-class cleanup. It's the only one, I think, in the whole world that has been cleaned up that thoroughly. This portrait shows Rocky Flats 1995 when the cleanup began, and the 2005 or 10-year picture after it was cleaned up. There will be always probably remedies out there that they have to work through, but it's a beautiful place.
Anderson's work on Rocky Flats earned her a post on the Environment Management Advisory Board for the Department of Energy, where she was the only local government representative working alongside nuclear engineers, lawyers, and state regulators. Much smaller in its land scale, but surrounded by its own excitement during the economic turmoil of the 1980s, was another environmental issue, the 72-acre Two Ponds National Wildlife Refuge.
Somehow this developer, with no money, not even a dime, got a hold of this property that called Two Ponds, and the neighbors didn't want it developed.
Anderson went out on a limb to stop the development, becoming personally involved in lawsuits and counter-lawsuits.
My husband kept saying, Lorraine, are you sure it's going to be all right? Because, you know, you'd have to sell us out to get that kind of money from us.
In the end, the environment won, with two ponds becoming one of the smallest national wildlife refuge sites in the country.
It's very small and very precious.
No less precious was a little plot of land in the heart of Old Town Arvada, McElvoy Park.
All kinds of folks got together and raised, actually, throughout the community, $33,000 to match whatever the city could put into this park. So we did a great job in refurbishing that park, and it's used quite heavily to this day. There's grass, there's a bandstand, there's a great little playground for people to use. That was a major accomplishment for the citizens of Arvada.
Anderson's leadership over the years led to her being named as a 1999-2000 Woman of Distinction by the Colorado Area Council of American Businesswomen's Association.
The interesting thing about this is you don't win these things by yourself. You have a whole host of people helping you.
Still, her efforts have touched many projects, from Ginny's Kids to the Karen Clinic, organized out of Lawrence Elementary to provide health care to kids who can't afford it, to the Colorado Municipal League and the National League of Cities. Anderson's list of accomplishments goes on, and in many ways it began with the simple act of running for Arvada City Council in 1985.
I always felt that if you didn't like something, you should change it. So that's what we have in America, a way to do that. So that's what I did.
Though her departure from City Council is bittersweet, Anderson's to-do list is still pretty full and includes a little more golf, a little more travel, and a few more issues to champion.
I'm telling everybody I need a job.
Her advice to her successor?
I guess I would say that my successor should be honest, should be hardworking, and should make decisions based on the goodwill of the citizens, and not, I guess, not for special interests.
And the legacy she hopes she is leaving?
If I can leave a legacy of good government to the city, that would be probably the best.